Hello, 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 and what do we have here? Well, you probably know if you've read the title. This is the new Raspberry Pi 2B, and this was very nicely sent to me by Element 14. See, look, there on the box, element14.com. They approached me and said, would you like a review copy, review unit? And I said, oh yes. So anyway, so you can see it's got a quad-core CPU and micro SD slot and more USB ports and everything. And it's got 1 GB of onboard RAM. So yeah, let's have a look at it, shall we? There have been a couple of iterations of the Raspberry Pi since I first looked at them. The first one, a couple of years back now, but this one's had a significant boost. It's something like 7 times more powerful, as you can see. Just move all that out of the way. The board has been moved around. You've got the extension bus, the GPIO bus, has got 40 pins. I think it was 20 pins before, and everything's been moved. You've got the power supply there with the HDMI, audio output, of course. At the back here, you've got the micro SD slot. It was a regular SD slot before. Network connector and 4 USB ports for you to play with. So plenty of expansion on this one compared to the other one. Anyway, I've got my old one here. It's still in its case, as you can see. Similar form factor, but they've moved everything around. As you can see, it's only got 2 USB ports. The new one's got 4. On this side, there's no outputs. You've just got the expansion port. And here we've got, like I said, regular SD slot and the power supply, but here you've just got the micro SD slot. And on this side, we've got HDMI, power, and audio output. So, like I said, they've changed the configuration of the board, but it's still the same form factor. I think it's still the same size. I haven't got my tape measure to hand, but yeah. So yeah, this is the new one. Let's see what else is in the box. Let's put that down. I've actually got an instruction booklet this time. Now, the original Raspberry Pi didn't come with anything. It just came in an anti-static bag. Please go back and have a look at my original video. But this is a multilingual instruction booklet, and it tells you what everything is and what it does. Again, doesn't go into great detail. Just gives you the basics. Safety use. Always remember to use an anti-static band. Ha 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 ha. And what all the inputs and outputs are. So there you go. So you can see exactly what it does. But yeah, a nice thing to have. So there you go. Thank you, Element 14, for that. So here I am now. I've toddled off and I've got myself a Pi Moroni case, and this one all slots together. All the bits are numbered. If I just show you one. This should have number 1 on it somewhere if I can find it. Look, there it is. See, number 1. So it's all numbered. It comes with a protective sheet on. Oops, I'm not concentrating. It comes with a protective plastic sheet on all this stuff. So this is number 2. So what I did off screen is I peeled all the stuff off, because it would have been incredibly boring watching me peel off loads and loads of protective plastic. But here we go. So yeah, just line that up now, and then I think you've got to drop the Pi in. So I think we've got to drop the Pi in next, haven't we? Yeah, because that would go. Yeah, that wouldn't fit in. So do bear with me. I know you guys love watching me do this. I get so many complaints I'm not doing it quick enough. I'm very old and my hands are very slow, so you just have to get used to it. But there you go, that just drops in there like that. Remember kids, always use your anti-static band. I know a lot of people are having kittens at the fact that I'm handling the bare board with my hands. But there you go. anti-static is for the weak-hearted. So anyway, let me just carry on with this, and it all just kind of slots together like that. It's a clever little case. Hum a little tune. So there we go, and as you can imagine, before you know it, you're finished. See, ain't that good? And you just got to put the top on. See, that's what's your last bit, and then you get your top. Make sure it's lined up with all the ports, so it looks all snazzy, and then you get the rather large plastic bolts and thread them through the pre-drilled holes. Like I said, all clever stuff, isn't it? So there we go. It goes through as easy as that. And of course you've got to repeat that a few more times. But anyway, the tricky part is getting the little washer on. There we go. Once you've found your groove, it goes on quite easily. So now just got to do the rest of them. I could speed it up, or I could just make you watch it. What do you reckon? I'm going to make you watch me do this. Again, the trick is to get all the segments lined up so you can get the bolt through. It can be a little bit fiddly, but you know, once you're away, it doesn't take much effort. And like I said, it's just a matter of finding that groove, and there you go. And tighten up the nut. There we go. So we're going to make sure those are tight, and then we'll carry on. So we've got 2 more to do. I mean, talk amongst yourselves if you find this a bit dull. But yeah, this is certainly a very clever little case. It's the first one of these I've built. Usually the ones I've had are a couple of pieces. They're not segmented like this, but I thought I'd give one of these ones a go. See what they were like. Oh, it's a bit tight. Yeah, come on, one more push. Yeah, you got it through. But yeah, so you can. There's not a lot of room inside the case. I don't think you couldn't put a screen or anything inside it, LCD screen or anything. So you're kind of limited in what you can do, and there is limited access to the GPIO ports and everything. So you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Come on, let's get this one tightened up. We're done. That's it. That's it. Here we go. Got it. Yeah, that's all tight. And so there you go. Wipe the dust off, and you've got all the ports labelled, HDMI, power, AV, and everything. And then you've got your SD card on the bottom, and the access to the USB and network ports at the side. So yeah, a very economical little case. Now once you've got that all set up, you need to go and get a disk image, and I'm going to be using the Raspbian Wheezy image from the Raspberry Pi website. It's under the downloads section. You've probably already been there. But what I'm going to do to make my life easier, I'm using a script called PyFiller. I'll include a link so you can find it. I'm using the version for the Mac, obviously, but there is a PC version, and it makes it really easy to put the Raspberry Pi image onto an SD card. Makes it a lot easier. So anyway, if we fire up the PyFiller script, it will tell you that you need to get your SD card ready. First of all, you need to choose your disk image of what you're going to put on the card. So choose that one, and then it will tell you to put the SD card that you're going to burn into the computer, and it'll ask you whether or not you want to erase it. And of course, you know, it's good to make sure you got the right one. So there we go. Now it's going to ask you to erase the SD card. There we go. It'll ask for your password. Of course, my password is 12345, and then it'll count down. Now what I'm going to do, because it takes about 5 minutes to do this, I'm going to speed this up using the magic of video, and once it's sped up, it will tell you that it's ready, and you can go off and put it in your Raspberry Pi. Now, I've turned the Raspberry Pi on, and it's loading the Raspberry and Wheezy image. So this is the first boot. Now, on the first boot, you've got this new configuration screen, which threw me initially because I didn't have this before, and it allows you to change the password, which I recommend. So you know, change it to whatever you want it to be. Yeah. But yeah, so you can change the password, so you don't have to stick to the original configuration, and you keep your Raspberry Pi nice and secure. And on that configuration screen, there are other options that you can go into, but I'm not going to go into that because just in case, you do anything you don't want to do. But there's lots of other things to tweak now that we didn't have before, so that's interesting. And you can also check if there's an update for the Raspberry config menu too. So you've got to be obviously connected to the internet for that. And once that's done, just scroll down to the bottom and select the finish icon, and that's it. And then it's just once you've done that, you can just type in start X, and that will get you into the Raspberry Pi graphical user interface. So here we go, start X. Typing a bit slow because I'm using a little keyboard, and we're in. So there we go. Oops, I don't know what that error is. Ignore that. Pretend it didn't happen. But there it is. So that's the very first boot of the Raspberry Pi 2B. And hopefully this video has been useful to you. So that's it. My name's been Darren Rock. Thank you for watching. This has been me unboxing the Raspberry Pi 2, putting it in a nice little case and getting it ready for the actual operating system. Only one more thing to say, and that's subscribe, obviously, and ta-ta.